Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is, it's just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag. I think that's where you'll find him. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Boys Club. Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're World Star Hip Hop.
We're World Star Hip Hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me, and I'll sue.
Hey there, guys. It's Mark Adam from the Parenting Podcast. Join me and my co-host, KDG, every week for a brand new episode. We talk about parenthood and kids. We talk about it from every single angle. We talk about the lows, the highs, the laughs, and the cries. Join us. Subscribe wherever fine podcasts are found. And don't forget to join our community. You can start by visiting us on Facebook, facebook.com/parenting. It's like parenting with an A in the middle because we like to rant about stuff. Anyway, you get it. We'll see you there.
Hi there. This is T. Johnny with Quirky and or Queer, a podcast about otherness. Join me as I interview people in the community. I talk to musicians, community workers, artists, comedians, and even my mother about otherness. How does it shape their careers, their romantic pursuits, creative projects, and shape their overall worldview? There are lots of laughs, plenty of tender moments, and some deep conversations. Find Quirky and or Queer on your favorite podcast app.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Oh, hey, Internet. Welcome back to the Intoxicated Podcast. I am your host, Sarah. This is a podcast where I usually have my friends, comedians, and various guests on. We have a couple drinks and we talk about life. I thought about this the other day. Intoxicated is kind of like the inside of a bathroom stall. Sometimes it's really, really deep, and other times it's just a lot of dick talk. And if you are a returning listener, welcome on back to the podcast. Woo-wee, do I ever have a doozy for you guys this week? Guys, we are going to kick it old school on Intoxicated this week with a very therapy-style episode here on the podcast. I have one of my best friends, Shannon, back on the podcast. Shannon has been on 8 prior episodes of the podcast. She is obviously a regular. She is one of my best friends. And we got together and I did this old school style this time. I actually went to her. So I took my equipment and went to her apartment and we sat down and we talked about breakups and heartbreak. Now, Shannon is going through a breakup. I'm not, but I am going through several disappointments is what I will just call them. Certainly not on the same scale as Shannon, but you add all the little ones up and it kind of feels like one big one. So we both had some stuff to get off our chest to talk about feeling hurt and relationships and dating and what we've learned from it. Now, what's really cool about this episode is that it's really raw and emotional and definitely can be ranty at times, but it is also very mature and well thought out, and it's kind of a glimpse into the minds of women when we are feeling hurt or not appreciated. Kind of like when you have those really deep conversations with your girlfriends in like the bathroom of a bar when they're sad over a boy. Except this time, it's actually just 2 women going through not ideal situations, but coming out on the other side and knowing that we deserve better, we deserve what we want, and we deserve somebody who gives us the same energy that we put in. That is really what this episode comes down to. So this felt like old school Intoxicated, very personal, very honest, and 2 people drinking and talking about their issues. I love this episode so much. It was definitely edited down. And like I told Shannon, it's to protect the identities of the very decent guys that this episode is about. because we are not shitting on them. We are hurt from various situations, but we know that it's a classic case of them just not being that into us. And we're mature enough at this point in our lives to know that and try to move on. So there you go. Now, this one was just audio, so there is no video version this week for this one. But going forward, hopefully you will see some more video versions of the podcast. So quickly, before I get to this episode, make sure to check out our Patreon page. It is patreon.com/intoxicated. You can also follow Intoxicated on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Intoxicated Podcast, on Twitter at @in_toxicated. Make sure you are subscribed as well to the podcast, and you can leave us an iTunes rating or review if you like. And I will always appreciate it if you give the podcast a share on social media, or tell a friend or two, or tell all your friends. Tell them all about Intoxicated. That works as well. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get to this episode because it's so freaking good. And I truly hope that if you are a listener of the show and going through something similar, you can relate to this. I really think you will. So enjoy this awesome episode with one of my best friends, Shannon.
Congratulations on a live stream that I didn't need to come to your house at 3 a.m. for, by the way.
My
I was
gosh.
honestly on standby just in case, but I figured you had it this time.
Well, like, that was the thing.
It was so amazing, Sarah.
The drag queen stuff.
I was so happy when I turned on and they were there. I was like, because that was the part I wanted to see the most.
I want to do it again with just that.
They were killer. You need to have them on all the time.
Fuck, they were fun.
You guys have your own fucking show. Your chemistry was amazing.
Well, they have Queen's Ranting.
I needed to check out their show.
Oh, Queen's Ranting is fucking hilarious. It's just like Intoxicated, but like
great.
little 15-minute episodes on YouTube.
Oh, I love it.
And they asked me to come on.
You should do it.
They asked me to come on. They're like, next time we record, we'll reach out. And I actually was like,
this corporate synergy.
Died.
I'm loving it. I'm fucking loving it.
I actually died. Love it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Intoxicated Podcast. Oh my God, we are back with a regular who hasn't been on in a while.
I haven't. It's true. Well, you've been busy.
Been really busy.
You've been so busy. I'm so proud of you. Your live stream just happened, which was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So good. I'm Shannon, by the way. Yeah. Hi.
Shannon's here.
I'm back, bitches. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. But more importantly, Sarah, you're doing amazing.
Thank you
Holy
so
fuck!
much.
Congratulations.
It's been a fuck ton of fun
what a
lately.
milestone, though.
Yeah,
100
yeah.
episodes?
100 episodes.
Congrats.
Just released the 101.
Oh my God.
Once?
That's crazy.
101.
So good. Before you know it, you're going to have an episode for every day of the year. So
I know. And like, fucking marathon, live stream marathon was
I love your
so,
live stream marathon.
And because you were there for the 12-hour one, how stressful it was.
You called me at 3 a.m. the night before, and I cabbed to your house to help you figure out an audio issue. So it was very different.
So this was leaps and bounds better.
I cannot even put into words how much you've grown between 1 and 2.
Thank
you.
you.
I was so proud of you watching it. The one thing I will say is I need to come teach you how to block people on Twitch.
Yeah.
Which I will. I've done that for work.
So me and
I can
Corey
do it
talked about
outside
that
of
in a
it.
Patreon episode, but that was really fucking hard for me.
That was brutal.
Because there was it was kind of split 50-50 in the room.
Some
people they didn't like seeing the comments, but they were riffing on them. Like the drag queens didn't care, Travis didn't care. But
I thought you were super lucky it happened during the drag queen segment because they could handle it. You know what I mean?
That's actually a good point.
It was perfect timing for a troll because I watched and I was like, do I need to I will cab to her and I will deal with this.
And I was so all over the place trying to figure it out.
They're so used to that kind of bullshit heckles. That was probably sophomore night for them. So
100%.
they did a killer job, so it all worked out.
Oh yeah, lessons learned too. Next time I'm definitely gonna try to get a moderator or something.
I'll totally come be your moderator.
Yeah,
100%. I'll come.
Yeah, because you know what you're doing.
I do it for work.
You do it for work.
I will do it for you, my dear.
Oh man, but thanks for tuning in. It was always really nice for me to see people chatting that were friends that I knew. It was very comforting.
When you didn't know who I was at first, I laughed forever. And I was like, how long should I go before I tell her? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be mean. I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her right away. It's fine. It's fine.
So funny.
Which one am I? Am I top or bottom?
I don't know. Sarah? This is Sarah's mic.
Okay, bottom. Okay, good. Because I just want to keep an eye on my level.
Which is appropriate.
Because we're using handheld mics.
We're using handheld mics.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not peeking because I'm a loud bitch.
It's kind of like
I love this. Because we're at my apartment.
Yes,
which is nice.
Yeah,
I love having you
I
here.
actually like doing this is a nice change up because I've been recording at my place for a long time. But like like the root of Intoxicated was I would go to people because in my mind people are more comfortable in their own home. Like it's just like it's a better environment for them to like open up because they're more comfortable.
And I feel like it's fun for you too because you get to see people's places.
Yep.
I love seeing people's places. So
yep.
Like,
You get in the mind of them. But
them.
Shannon, you've done how many episodes? Okay, let's think about your episodes.
Shit, I don't know.
Solo up. Okay, it was the first one with Lindsay.
First one
the
with
solo
Lindsay,
one.
The solo one after Lindsay. The one where Lindsay came back.
Reputation.
Two Me Too episodes. Reputation.
So you're at 7?
Did we do 2 with Lindsay when she came back?
No, it was just
I
1.
thought we did one when she came back from like.
Yeah. Okay, so did we count that?
Did we do 2 with Lindsay?
There was 2 with Lindsay.
And I think this is 9.
What?
This might be 9.
That's madness.
If my math is correct, and I say that as a theater kid, so it's probably not. But
that is.
It's a lot.
Insane.
I can't believe that either. That's a banana. I didn't realize it's bananas.
But this is another solo episode.
It is because we talk enough for a million people.
This one, guys, might get a little bit messy.
I can't even promise this will air. To be honest. I've been drinking all day and I'm really messed up and who knows, but
I fucking hope it's gonna air.
We're gonna give it a good old college try and hopefully at the very least we'll talk long enough so that there'll be enough for you to edit into something decent.
I mean, editing is always a thing.
You're good at it.
I think that both of us have some things to get off of our chests.
We do. We do.
Me and Shannon were okay. So let's not bury the fucking lead.
Let's not.
Let's just not bury it. So you're going through breakup, like very fresh breakup.
I am
extremely fresh.
So fresh. I actually asked Sarah if I was the freshest breakup she's had on the show, and I am by leaps and bounds. I broke up with my boy. I broke up with my boyfriend. I hate saying that. But I did last week. Last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Jesus, and it feels like a million.
Yeah, and because I remember that because the weekend came and we were gonna hang out.
We were gonna do it way too early. And I called you and I was like, I
kind of knew that would happen.
I think I did too, and I think it was just a heat of the I'm so fucking sad. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah,
no.
Mind you, I love any friend who's like, I'm so sad. Want a podcast about it?
Yeah,
I like you're my type of friend.
The thing though is it's not even so much that the feelings were too fresh, even though they were, but I knew the material would be better for your show if I ruminated a bit.
If you thought about it a bit
on what had happened.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of thinking and a fuck ton of journaling, and
oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, my
learn
journal's
about that.
right there. It's like half full.
Yeah. So Sparks Notes version. Yes. Can you give the listeners like a Sparks Notes version of what your relationship was? Because it's a little bit unique.
It was. My relationship is unique. My relationship that I had, rather. I need all the vodka in a vein, like hooked to my vein. Anyway, I started talking to a person that I had been connected to through their podcast, like I think 10 years prior, and then situations happened and we got reconnected. And we started talking as friends, and then it kind of evolved into this relationship, and it was really wild because I had a crush on him before, and it was super great. I know.
Which I want to address right away because I had a similar situation, with a podcaster in New York.
Right, you did. That's true.
Like
the same kind of.
If you ever listen, Mr. Billy Persida with the Man Whore Podcast,
do you think he'll listen?
I mean, if you're popping in to listen, hey Billy, you're doing great still.
Billy, you should listen. She's fabulous.
But I started listening to him before I started Intoxicated, and then Intoxicated started.
That's right.
And he started messaging me, kind of giving me tips about podcasting,
which was really sweet of him.
Yeah, and we developed a little bit of a flirtation and a friendship. And at one point, I was gonna go to New York. And
I remember that too.
See him. And
Jesus, now that I think about it, what happened to him?
What happened to him? He's still doing his thing. He's still fucking going strong. It's just literally like, it's just not feasible for me to just go to New York.
Oh my God. Right.
I mean, mind you, if I ever went to New York, you better believe that motherfucker's getting a text message from me.
You better.
Yeah, and whatever happens, like regardless, I respect him a lot. But it is this weird thing where when you're listening to somebody, like, and you're a fan of their work,
yes, like,
and then you cross that line.
It was different because I learned so much about him and his friends he did the podcast with. That it was kind of like, if I was ever introduced to them, I'd be like, hi, you've never met me, but I know so much about you.
Right?
Like, and this is
Isn't
a
that
long-term podcast. So like, I remember them when they didn't have wives. I remember when they didn't have children. I remember when they were not even in the situations they were now. And like, it's wild. And like, I don't think he's gonna listen to this.
We add a don't think because it's possible.
We talked about
but
this briefly. We talked about a lot of things briefly before we recorded, and we were like, "Shut up, we need to save this." But I don't think he's gonna listen to this because I have the vague feeling he never listened to our podcast, which was part of the problem.
There you go. Well, you know what? This is how I look at things like that.
Yeah.
When people are concerned about that. Yeah. You're telling your story. You're not necessarily speaking for them. You're going to choose what you don't mention and what you do. But regardless, it's your story.
You have basically done the disclaimer for me now.
There you go.
Well, especially because
it's part of your life, so why not talk about it?
Especially because he was a very private person, and I respect that. So
Right.
I'm not going to get into nitty gritty bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't need to.
Not specifics.
But basically, what you need to know is that we talked about the opportunity of seeing each other, even though we have dated for a very long time. We would have dated for probably 10 months, and we had been talking a year before that. So
there was a base of friendship.
We had a base of friendship, and then it turned into something more, and neither of us expected it. So like obviously no one goes into the assumption of I'm going to get in a relationship with someone that lives across basically 2 countries.
And you're going to start the relationship.
Nobody does that.
Yeah.
No one is willing to put themselves through that will they won't they bullshit, because like I mean, even in the breakup I told him like, listen, we had a snowball chance in hell. But like, you know, long distance is hard. So I totally respect that he could not, I don't think, connect with me the way I wanted him to. Whereas I'm an open book and was just like, here's my heart, take it. So
which is going to be a common theme of this episode, because I think both of us,
we're givers.
Both of us are givers, and I think,
and that's not to say that the person I was with was a bad person.
No, but it's just not matching.
This is actually the healthiest breakup I've ever had in my entire goddamn life.
Yeah.
I mean, and I say that as someone who's fucked up, but like leaps and bounds. This is,
dude, 100%.
I've not been hospitalized.
I want to just,
so that's a good sign.
Talk about from my perspective, because
do it.
You got a text. I got a text from you.
You did. You were the first person I texted. For just so you know,
I was editing and then my phone got that message.
You're
and
the first person.
I was just like, "Do you need?" Like, my instant reaction was, "She's probably bawling her eyes out right now. I should probably call her." And I was like, do you need me to call you?
And I was like, yes. And you were, and oh my God, I laughed so much. You were like, let me put on pajamas and I'll be right there. And I was like, I love it. We are 2 cozy crying bitches.
I forgot I said that.
I loved that you said that. I was just like, oh, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be coddled.
That's so funny. But I called you and you were just you were obviously upset, but you were composed.
Yeah.
You were logical. You like it was shocking because I didn't expect that.
I know. Well, I don't blame you. I mean, you lived with me at the height of my insanity. You were there when I was hospitalized.
Wouldn't call it insanity. I'd call it a rough ass time.
It was a very rough ass time.
But you're right. I did see you through that, and I did. A part of me was expecting that.
You have seen me at my worst during relationship issues.
Yes.
So for me to go through a very serious breakup of someone that I was completely and utterly in love with. Yeah. And not be like a fucking total shit show was a great step for me. So that's good.
You seem to know.
I mean, it happened.
Why it happened. And
honestly, I kind of felt it in the air for a while,
which is weird because you never really mentioned that to me. About
I didn't want to. Well, that's because I didn't want to mention it to anyone, because if I mentioned it to anyone, it was real.
It would become real. Yeah. It would make it real.
I'm not. I mean, I'm still new to the concept of having friends you can talk about different periods of your life with, but I'd never really had any when I've been going through a difficult time with a boyfriend. And when I'm with a boyfriend, like I want to rug sweep all this shit, and I just want to pretend everything's fine. That's my pattern with men. Ooh. I have a bad pattern of picking men that they're not bad, they're not jerks.
No,
like I'm not talking about this specific boyfriend particular. I mean in general. The date, they are never as into me as I am into them. But they're into me enough.
Where's my... I don't have the bell.
We don't have the bell, unfortunately, but that's a ding moment. We are slamming an invisible ding, and maybe Sarah will Photoshop, or the audio equivalent of Photoshop, a ding. She'll Audacity in a ding.
A ding.
Do people still use Audacity? It's been a while since I podcasted.
That's what I'm
Are
using.
we on Audacity? Yes.
That's what I'm using.
See, I did cool at it pro, so whatever. But yeah, so I
agree with that 100%.
Like, and it's not a bad, I especially want to emphasize this with my current breakup. I've never had a sweeter boyfriend.
Yeah.
This is when I'm probably gonna cry. I've never had a kinder boyfriend.
Right.
I've never had a boyfriend that valued me like he did.
Right.
But at the same time, he obviously wasn't right for me because he couldn't open up to me in ways I needed him to open up to me.
In the ways you needed.
But
yes,
that doesn't make him a bad person.
No.
But this is a pattern I have in that I pick men that are great, that I would give my life for, but they are just not in the mind frame to commit at that moment, I think, to anyone. Like they're just not available. I pick unavailable men.
See, and I it's similar with me, except they do commit to other people.
Oh, but that's
what's the opposite of a bell ring?
It would be GNID, which I don't know how to pronounce, so I'm not going to try.
No, but I get you on that. You gravitate towards people who are maybe more emotionally unavailable. Whereas 100%. Me, it's like emotional and literally not.
No,
like literally, they're not available.
My boyfriends all have a pattern of being very sweet, very great guys. And they definitely, it's not that I don't think anyone ever means to lead me on. It's just, I feel like I become a habit and I become a comfort, and I become like just something that they check off on their list of things to do in the day. And then it doesn't go any further.
They don't go above and beyond.
No, exactly. Like
you do, like, is the thing.
I do. Like I've had boyfriends that they just don't want to commit to me on that level. You know? Like they don't, like I had one boyfriend who didn't want to make me his official girlfriend. I've had one boyfriend who didn't want to marry me. I had one boyfriend now who didn't want to actually see me in person.
That is another level of like fucked up. Can I just be very blunt about that?
It 100% is fucked up. It's unfortunate.
To get to a point with somebody that you're in a long distance thing with, which like, and I'm not gonna.
Is this what you said you wanted to tell me?
Oh no, I got some more tea.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's coming later, but like I was in a similar long distance friendship / flirt with somebody, and I get that connection, that long distance connection.
Yeah.
But to get to a point where you say, we are boyfriend and girlfriend, we are in a relationship, even though we are long distance, and then come back and be like, I don't want to see you in person after almost 10 months.
I know, right?
I'm sorry, like he's not the worst, but that's shitty.
That is 100.
You might not want to say it, but I'm going to say it because I've never met this guy or talked to him.
Keep that in. I don't even know if you realize right now how great that is. But
it's shitty. It's straight up shitty. Even the person that I was in a long distance friendship with, we hung out.
Okay, I'm pausing it for just.
Yeah.
This part's you have to
edit this part out, Sarah.
We're talking.
You're doing a great job. You're doing good.
No, you're doing a killer job. But I just want to make sure she knows what she just said. Okay, Sarah, you can stop editing right now. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
But I want to point that out.
Hashtag.
You're editing that out too.
Yeah. I really need to make sure I don't do that tomorrow night when I'm hammered.
Oh my God, I love her, guys. I am now. Oh shit! I've now designated myself as Sarah's watch over person tomorrow.
I think I'll be fine.
We're recording this before her birthday party.
Yes.
For those who don't know.
You know what's also funny about the timing of this episode is it'll come out the week of my birthday.
Yeah.
It's also going to come out in the middle of Pisces season, which is like all emotional and
fuck you, you Pisces, you beautiful
and
bitches.
It's also coming out on International Women's Day.
Yay!
Which I think is actually good because we can turn around a positive tone and talk about self-love and doing things for you and not men.
We totally can.
Which is important. Yeah, that didn't really end up happening so much, but the episode is really good, I promise. Keep listening.
But for now, let's continue bashing men.
Let's continue doing that.
Them.
Yeah.
Not really fuck him though. I miss him so fucking much. Oh my God.
But I think that is very hard to deal with. The idea of like you've never met your boyfriend.
And like this is the weird thing. Because like initially, before we were even official, like early fucking days, I booked a trip to go down and see him.
Oh yeah.
And I had to cancel it because I got my current job that I have.
Right.
And I am going to go to my fucking grave wondering about the alternate universe where I took that trip.
Alternate universe.
I'm going to wonder about it forever because like I feel like I really feel like this guy is gonna be my one that got away.
Because the circumstances are so stacked against you.
They really were.
And like, we won't be specific as to where he lives, but it's damn far, people.
It's far. It's very far away. It's far away, but I was gonna go there at a moment's notice.
It's far away, but in North America.
It's in North America.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's in North America.
Yeah.
No. And I mean, obviously when you're dating someone with a distance, there's an expectation. But part of me, see, it's so fucked up. Like, part of me wonders if I was too cowardly to really discuss what being a long distance couple meant.
What was the extent of you guys talking about stuff like that?
Honestly,
because it seems to me from my perspective, when you told me about it,
it was not enough.
It was always like, that'll happen eventually. We'll meet up eventually.
See, this is my number one problem with this whole relationship. Like, and I knew this at the time. I felt like it was a case of he is not that into you.
And he's not doing as much work as you.
No.
See, because we've talked about this on the phone.
We did.
And I don't think it's necessarily that he wasn't into you.
No, because he definitely fucking was.
I just think he's not putting the same amount of effort in as you, which leads me to my next shade comment, which I'm allowed to say.
I'm excited for all these shade comments, I have to say.
And Shannon will determine whether or not this
it's
stays
really
in.
nice having a friend that sticks up for me. This is
but
great.
Christmas presents, you did a very thoughtful, like, homemade
my lobster
gift.
I did. I crossed it.
That would have taken
for the first
time.
in my life. I did.
Like, you would have had to have bought the supplies for it.
Yeah,
You took the time to do it. It was like
great.
handcrafted. It was very sentimental.
It was a great
and
gift.
he got you a good gift, but it was not on the same level as your gift.
Fuck you. He got me my hat.
But that's not the same as cross stitching something.
I suppose that's fair. I mean, no,
it's still a good. Like, do you know what I mean when I say that? It's still a good gift, but it's not. He went to the store and picked that up and mailed it to you.
Well, I mean, he didn't. I mean, he went through Amazon. The hat he didn't. The hat he stole from a rap party.
Okay, well, that's kind of cool.
He stole that hat from an FXX rap party and mailed it.
We might
to
have
me.
to edit. We might have to believe
Some
that.
gaffer didn't get their hat because I own it. Like,
well, I guess that's kind of cool. But I don't know. When I saw that, I just thought like you put a lot of like it just kind of was like a metaphor for me in a weird way.
No, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, as I'm at that awkward stage of a breakup.
Yeah.
Where all your friends suddenly come out of the woodwork.
We're like, we hated this guy. No, actually, I didn't hate him.
Obviously,
I didn't know him.
You cannot hate him because he treated me fairly decently.
You were
not a dick.
Very
I was
happy.
Unbelievably
very
happy. Because again, healthiest relationship I've ever had. Got me through a world of great things. Helped me get the job that I have today. I would not be where I am without him.
Right.
Fuck. I lost him and I miss him. But
yeah.
I definitely have had more than you. I've had a couple friends be like, he did this one thing, and at that moment I was like, what's he doing with my girl?
But again, it's not
like
the extremes. Like like what you said before.
it's
like, he's
just,
not a total dickhead.
It's just there are these little things that paint. Like, for you, that was that. For another friend of mine, it really painted for her that he was not like moving heaven and earth to see me in some regard. Which I think a lot of people. I know another friend of mine at work also had the same.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous about that. Like when I would ask you about like, when are you guys gonna see each other? It was always like there was nothing ever tentative. Would you say that it would have been easier for him to come to you than vice versa?
I mean, I offered. That's why the breakup happened.
Right.
I offered to fly him to me.
You were gonna see, and that to me, right there.
I know.
You were willing to pay money for a plane ticket.
Well, I mean, if I was dating someone long distance and they offered to fly me down, I would say yes.
Actually, I fucking thought about flying Billy here.
I would be deeply flattered by that. And while I'm not going to lie and say a little bit of my pride wouldn't have been dinged, because anytime someone buys you a fancy, expensive thing, you feel a little bit awkward about it.
Like you owe them.
But I would have happily owed him sexually. Like, I don't care.
Fair enough.
But like, honestly, I know, like, there were a lot of red flags I kind of avoided, and there were more that I avoided leading up to the breakup, where I think this was happening a long time ago, and I just didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, you're just pushing it under the rug, like you said.
I was like, I remember thinking like, well, we'll see what happens with Valentine's Day, and then based on that, we'll see what happens on maybe my
What
birthday.
happened on Valentine's Day?
Well, I mean, no, Valentine's Day was great. I mean, he was sick, so we didn't really get, and I had my mail didn't get to him in time, so we held it off. I got his package in time, but he didn't get mine. I was like, I'm just gonna hold off and not.
Can you say what the present was?
Oh yeah, it was a movie. It was a movie his friend made that he's actually in for like.
Oh right, but what did you give him?
5 seconds. Oh, I got him a. Oh God, this.
Tell me.
Saying this out loud makes it feel really mean that I just said he got me a movie, but he got me a movie his friend made that he's in for like a brief moment. So like, I'm defending. Oh my God. I got him a box full of snacks from Canada because the fact that he picked out theme snacks for his podcast is what initially kind of made me.
So he transferred a file and you.
No. I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm such a bitch.
I know what it sounds like. I know.
Oh, see, again, thoughtful. You're a really good gift giver, by the way.
Oh,
You're a very thoughtful
really?
gift giver. That's very thoughtful.
I honestly fucking love giving gifts to people.
I do too.
I find it very hard not to spend a bunch of money.
I know. I like to give packages, like multiple things to somebody.
And like it has nothing to do with the fact of the value. It's just I want to give you cool shit that I know will make you happy. And I know I generally, not every time. I won't obviously have the perfect gift every time. But most of the time I do know what most people would like. So I have a general.
Hell yeah.
I think that. Thank you. That's really nice to hear. So yeah, I gave him that. And I mean it was like it was initially, this is the sad thing. Initially the gift I sent him was gonna be way bigger. But it wouldn't fit in the box that I had, so I had I had to downsize and get.
Was it a teddy bear?
No, it was the same thing. There were just more snacks involved. There was a bottle of maple syrup. There was maple water. I almost got him a bottle of Cape Breton whiskey, but I didn't because I knew he would probably not be happy with me that I spent that much money on him. So I did not in the end.
See, like
he's got some real fancy whiskey glasses that I hope he thinks about me every time he drinks out of them. And a plant. He's a plant. I sent him a plant once. Through like a floral service delivery.
I remember that. You told me about that. Yeah.
Don't kill that plant if you actually happen to listen to this podcast thing. Don't kill that
Maybe it's
plant.
already dead.
Oh, don't Jesus, Sarah!
Holy shit. I just realized how in a negative headspace I am.
That's so mean.
No, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure he's watering it.
I hope he's watering
and giving it sunlight if it needs it. I don't know shit about plants, so. But you're a very thoughtful person.
I mean, I try
and you should be proud of that.
I am.
But the whole point of this is that you deserve that back to you.
That's
you know what I mean.
That's kind of where I've come to. In thinking. Like it's not that I'm dating people, especially recently. My last 2 boyfriends were very lovely people, but they were not into me
to commit. To that level.
Nobody wanted to commit to me.
And I feel like absolutely the
and I'm
same
like,
way.
Oh, why not? I'm great.
Okay, and that leads me to where I'm at right now, which is very angry.
I mean,
and I have a lot of anger about
I don't blame you.
About like being like, I do feel good about myself. I do think I'm great. Like, why can't you guys realize that I'm great?
I generally try not to be angry, and I try not to be scared, and I especially try not to be like, I'm an old lady who's going to be alone forever. But real talk, I have a therapy session scheduled for next week.
Oh shit, that's
like
gonna get real.
I'm gonna be 34 in April.
Right.
I thought I was gonna be married at 27.
Right. I think a lot of us did.
I think for
we're
our
socialized.
generation, 27 was the year to get married.
Yep.
I feel like for generations younger than us, I honestly feel like it's 23. Which is really fucked up.
So fucking young.
But I think for us, it was 27.
Yeah, like I definitely growing up, I thought I'd be married before 30.
And now it's not such a matter of like, it's not the fact that like the time is missing. Because like, I don't care about that. But the number one thing in my life is that I want to find someone I love.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I want to find someone that loves the fuck out of me.
Right? Wouldn't that be hot?
That's I mean, and I have everything else. I have a bitchin' apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I have an amazing job. Yeah. I have a great family relationships. I have, for the first time in my life, incredible friends. I have Marshall, my sweet baby hedgehog, who's the best boy ever. But I've always wanted love.
Yeah.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong.
Which is weird because I do think that some people that might make people feel bad about wanting a partner. So this is like where my opinion is going to get a little controversial.
I definitely am not saying you 100% need a partner. If you're the kind of person that wants nobody or a throuple or a whole orgy, I love the word throuple. Like I just love saying it, throuple. It's fun
great.
to say. Oh, you're the worst. Anyway, so like I just think that whoever you want to be with makes you happy, be with them. But for me, at this point in my life, that is one particular person who loves me just as much as I love them, and I'm still searching
for that.
And it's like, I'm fucking incredible. Why am I searching?
Yeah.
How am I still hitting walls? But you do.
I get it.
That's the thing you do.
I can't even get it.
Walls.
I can't get it to the point of boyfriend. Like you get them to the point of boyfriend.
I can't get it to the point of past that.
Right.
So like,
and which is almost worse.
It honestly fucking sucks.
So it's
do you know what's really fun? Being at your boyfriend's mother's second wedding. And having everyone ask you to, when are you going to tie the knot? And having your boyfriend tell them, oh, we're never going to do that.
What?
Har, har, har. Yeah, I went to, I guess, do you have to believe it? You can believe it.
We can believe it.
I went to mom's wedding, her second wedding, which was beautiful, by the way.
I think I
Gorgeous
remember
wedding.
This. Was this
Gorgeous.
the one where they wouldn't put you in the picture too?
Oh God, that was earlier than that.
Fuck,
I
that's
wasn't.
that's some bullshit.
I didn't even know a family portrait was being taken until it ended up on my fridge. And then I was like,
Jesus
"What's
Christ.
this?" He's like, "My family took a photo," and I was like, "Why the fuck am I not in it?" He's like, "You're just a girlfriend." And I was like, "Your mother's boyfriend's in it." And he was like, "But they're gonna be together forever." And I was just like,
Not us.
What
a dick.
But
Wow.
see, that was young Shannon being dumb and missing a huge red flag.
But that's the red flags. They can be hard to
That's
see sometimes.
And honestly, that's an easy one to rug sweep because you're comfortable and you want to be happy with your boyfriend, and that's my problem.
And I think as women, we also feel like things will change.
That is also why I'm actually really proud of myself in this breakup. Because I could have, and honestly right now, I still regret not just continuing it because I miss him so goddamn much.
Yeah.
Like, I miss him so much.
Aww.
I mean, things happen, and I think I want to tell him.
Right.
But then I remember I can't anymore.
Right.
And like dumb things, like I watched an episode of Broad City and I was like, holy shit, didn't see that plot thread coming. I want to tell, and I can't. Or like, I'm getting my new office on Monday and I can't wait to show him pictures, but I can't.
Right.
So like, that fucking sucks. But at the other side, I'm proud of myself because I used to just, I mean, with my last relationship especially, there were so many red flags of girl, he doesn't want to commit to you, that I ignored.
Right.
And I didn't ignore nearly as many in this relationship.
And do not beat yourself up for having gotten this far. You know what I mean? Like, you tried. The things that you're sad about right now are also the things that make you so amazing. You know? Like, you have to think about it that way as well. Because I think it's hard when you're sad to go to the, why did I stay in this so long? And like, why didn't I realize it sooner?
I know.
But it's because you're a fighter for love and you're a giver. Which means that like when you do find that person...
Thank you.
Who's going to be a fighter for you?
Oh my God. When I find that person,
it's going to be perfect.
It's going to be the fucking jackpot.
Because the thing is like with people like us, like what people don't realize is like we would go above and beyond for our partners. Above and beyond.
I made lunch for one guy every day for like, I think maybe 2 years.
Because you just love doing
it. With a handwritten note every single goddamn day.
Fucking note.
Even if I was mad at him, I still wrote that fucking note.
And I bet like... What I just don't understand is like how can people not appreciate stuff like that?
I mean,
I don't understand.
That's what I don't get either. Like, how can you have a girl that does those many things for you
and not appreciate that?
And not it's not. I don't think it's a matter of appreciating, but I don't understand how you don't want to like tie your fucking wagon onto that,
right?
And just keep it forever. That's what I want. I want someone to keep me. I've been waiting for that my entire goddamn life. And I'm sure it's like a parental issue, which I'll find out more in therapy next week. But, you know, like
we hung out on Tuesday and you mentioned that. You were like, because I made a comment being like, oh, my relationship issues don't go back to my childhood. And you were like, hell yeah, they do. And then like, I kind of thought about it. That was like, oh shit.
I mean, I can't talk to it fully because I remember honestly like maybe 5% of my childhood, which is an issue in itself and probably a podcast for another day. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking for some kind of approval in my life, like to make me feel like I'm okay and make me feel calm with myself. And this was the closest thing to that I've ever had. And I really sometimes wish I'd kept it. But I know in the end it would have ended up with this.
You would have just been getting further and further in.
Yeah, like I would have just loved deeper and deeper and deeper, and it still would have ended up with the same conversation of, will you visit me? I don't want to.
And then putting it off, which you went bells to the wall this time and said, here are all the options.
Well, I mean,
let's do this.
I had a night out with a girlfriend of mine, and I was telling her about it, and I was like, listen, like, I fucking love this guy, and like, I want it to work. And she was like, why don't you just visit him where he lives? Surprise him. And I was just like, I mean, I would, but I know based on what he's told me, that would not be okay.
Right.
And she
based on
like,
what you know of him, it would not have
worked
good.
out for reasons that I won't get into because of privacy reasons. It would not have worked out.
Some people just don't like surprises.
That's totally fucking fair. Some people don't. I mean, they don't surprise someone unless you know they like surprises. That's just general life advice for whoever's listening right now.
Yeah,
don't
that's
do
a good
that,
point.
because you could fuck something up real bad. No one can sing me happy birthday. I will go into an apocalyptic
Oh,
stroke.
Really?
No.
Oh shit, that's
Oh
good
my
to
God.
know. Your birthday's coming up.
You would be warned, because if I'm ever at a birthday party, my brother will be there, and he will warn every single person there, you can't sing her happy
Really?
birthday. Is known.
You just don't like it at all?
I have one memory of being at a birthday party in McDonald's. I don't know how old I was because I don't remember. But I remember people singing me happy birthday and having a fucking meltdown because of the attend. I don't know what it was.
damn.
I still don't know what it was. I cannot deal with people singing me happy birthday.
You know, that's fair. It's a bit annoying.
That's a weird Shannon fact for all you longtime listeners.
I would
Can't
rather
sing
people
happy
sing
birthday.
Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
And I honestly think if someone sang the other song, be fine. But for some reason,
Some other song.
For some reason, and it hasn't happened to me long enough that I don't know if it would even affect me if it happened now that I'm changed and medicated and therapied and different. But I don't want to test it, so nobody sing it.
Can I ask you a non-breakup related question? Because this will come out the week of it'll come out 3 days after my birthday.
Go for it.
Do you like birthdays? Like, are you someone who like? Because I force myself into doing things, or like I put on that facade, and deep down I fucking hate birthdays so much. Like, I hate the idea of getting older.
Here's the thing about birthdays. Ex-boyfriend, if you're listening, pay attention. I love the concept of my birthday. I have rarely had a good birthday. I actually believe my birthdays are cursed. Something shitty normally happens to me every birthday.
Is it expectations not being met?
It used to be that, and then it was other weird things that happened around my birthday.
Like just weird random things?
Just weird random bullshit things that I don't know. It's to the point where now I don't tell people when my birthday is. I don't celebrate it. It's definitely not like if you know on the Facebook when it's like, it's someone's birthday.
You told me on Tuesday and I already forgot.
You can't.
God damn it.
You can't. I do also have the thing where like if someone mentions a date and it's my birthday or near my birthday, I will literally say, oh, it's my birthday, or that's like 3 days from my birthday, because that's habit. But I will, if someone asks me, I will generally be like, it's April. You don't need to know when.
What if it was just dinner plans? Let's go for dinner.
See, something like that I would do.
Yeah.
But generally, like if I had anyone that I would want to go to dinner with, I'd be like, hey, you want to do birthday dinner? Like, or if someone who knew me would probably know my birthday. Right. But I don't judge anyone for not knowing my birthday or forgetting it, because I would rather forget it, because I don't trust it. I don't.
Yeah.
Which is weird now that I think about it, because my birthday is actually my lucky number and I associate a lot of things with it. But the actual day itself, fucking cursed. I don't mention it.
I just get very Taylor Swift from the moment I knew. Like, where it's like, I'm surrounded by friends, but there's one person I wish was here. And rather than focusing on all the amazing friends that came over me, I'm going to get sad about the person who didn't come.
See, that'll be my birthday this year.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, thank you, Taylor, for making so many breakup jams that are great right now.
Oh,
also, thank you to my neighbors for not getting mad at my drunken renditions of All Too Well that have been echoing through this apartment a lot lately.
That's actually a good question. What's your dealing with a breakup style? In other words, or maybe because you are dealing with this one a bit like better and differently than before. What have you been doing to help?
I'll be honest. I'm not great heartbroken. I don't deal with it well. I never have. I probably never will. But I am dealing it within healthier manners as the breakups happen, and I'm sure they'll continue to happen because fuck my life. But this breakup in particular, a lot of music, a lot of booze, I've been high. Basically, if I'm not at work, I'm fucked up. And I've been playing so much Stardew Valley. It's insane.
As a video game?
Yes. Oh, that's right. Sarah's not a video gamer. Stardew Valley is a game where you have a farm.
Oh, I think I've heard of this.
You have. It's great. But
is it like
do you want to know the really sad fact that I will only admit on your podcast? I will never mention this anywhere else.
Exclusive. Okay.
This is a exclusive for you lovely Intoxicated listeners. This is so sad. You were all gonna be like, "Oh, Shannon, when you hear this." I'm playing Stardew Valley, yes, but I am playing a save file that was a co-op farm
from you
that
guys.
I played with my boyfriend once, because that's the only time we played, because he never brought it up again after I bought him a copy of the game. I wish you could see Farrah's
Oh my god. Oh.
I'm gonna do that again because I was drunk and said Farrah. I wish you could see Sarah's face right now.
Farrah Abraham. Where that bitch at?
I'm real sad. I'm gonna make another martini. Sarah, hold my microphone.
That is yeah. What about this is gonna get sad, but like what about crying? Like, are you a big crier? Because not everyone I know that you cry.
I am a huge crier, but I try very hard to be a private crier. If you ever see me cry, I trust you. Or things are real bad. Generally, it's because I trust you, because I'm real good at holding it in if I can.
Oh, that's the worst. The holding in the cry.
I've cried a lot in the last little while.
Feels good though, doesn't it?
It's cathartic. It is. I think it's healthy to cry, even though I will never publicly cry because of horrible family things that have been drilled into my brain.
Oh, jeez.
But
this therapy session is going to be insane.
I'm getting better with crying in public, but like
I
like
love it. There's nothing I love more.
I hate it.
I'll probably do it tomorrow night.
Oh, good. Well, I probably will too, because I'll be smashed and I'm like, gourd. Are you kidding me? I have no plans on Sunday. I'll hungover mess. Like, fucking bring it. And then I'll call in sick on Monday because I have a bunch of vacation days I hoarded that I don't need to use anymore.
Ooh, vacation days.
I'm basically using them up in a web of
I'm gonna take one on Tuesday. I think
I took yesterday off. I took the day after my breakup off. I'm a shit show.
That's 100% fair, and I
encourage
everyone to do
focus,
that.
Like, I'm just not. Like, I do not handle breakups well. They swallow my soul. I get real poetic. I brought my rhyming dictionary from Waverly, so I'm all ready to write some songs.
You've been writing in a journal?
Yeah, I write all
so
the
what
time.
do you like? What do you write about? Like,
I don't have all my journals here. I have like 30 journals.
Do you write about how you feel, or like do you write poems? Like, what's the journaling?
I write. The journal I have now is basically like my actual journal of thoughts and shit. But I do also write poems, and I do also write songs, and I do also write short bits, and I write everything.
God damn!
Do you know how much poems I have about this guy? I have so many poems that I've written about this
I
guy.
will not ask you to read them, because I'm sure that will not be good.
I don't have them here. First of all, they're in Waverly because they're when we started dating. But
they're happy poems.
I have all kinds. I have the tentative "we're friends, but I want to be more" poems. I have the "I think this could happen" poems. I have the "it's happened" poems, and now I'm gonna write a bunch of "it's over" poems. So it's all beautiful. So eclectic
and that's like the shitty thing
talent.
about it. Like, I feel like it being over part, because like I'm experiencing that as well.
It's
not
awful,
on the same level as
isn't
you.
it? But it's
not
awful.
on the same level.
Still awful.
It's awful, but there's a level of relief as well that comes with closure.
No,
but
that's true. That's
really
totally
fucking
fair.
hard.
It is. Like at the same time, as often as I think to myself, like, I want to message him, I want to tell him I'm in this make. I want him to come back. I realize, no, think about when you were together. There were so many times when he never wrote to you, but you wrote to him. And there were so many times when you would ask him how his day was, and he would not ask about yours. And there were so many, like, it wasn't
little
big
red,
things. It was
little
things.
pink flags. They're pink flags.
Oh my god, I love. Yes, yeah. There were no red flags. There were pink flags.
Yeah,
and
that could have became red.
Yes,
ones.
they could have gotten to be worse. I mean, was he a good boyfriend? Yes. Could he have been better? Also, yes. But I think he realizes that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we broke up, he was very, I think, aware that it was on him. Like,
yeah, you mentioned that. You said that he was very like self-aware of the fact that
the number one thing I think that stands out is that he apologized that he didn't think he could be a better boyfriend on the internet. And I didn't realize it at the time, but I realized it a couple days later when I was rereading that. The problem wasn't that he wasn't a good boyfriend on the internet. The problem was, I don't think he ever wanted to be my boyfriend outside of the internet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's almost like he wanted just that part of his life
It
for you, but not to share his whole life.
Like, I felt like it got too real for him to think of us in the same space. And
right.
I mean, my honest daydream was for us to live in different apartments in the same building. Like, I was not about the like, we'll go habitate.
I love that idea.
I loved that concept. Like, I was like, he'll get a job in my studio. Maybe he'll get a place in my building. We'll be able to visit each other, but we'll still have our own spaces. So we'll get to have our own zones and our own like decor and our own atmospheres, and it'll be great. Like, it was
cohabitating is stressful.
Oh, I was willing to work like a dog to get him to come to this province, but I never for a second wanted him to live under my roof.
Right.
Like I mean, my building's roof, but not my roof.
Do
but
you
that's
think
my problem? I never explicitly
said that. I was just going to say, like, did he know that? Because, like, I know that you mentioned that he had privacy issues.
I know. And see, this is why this is my biggest regret, is that I feel like I was too afraid to make my desires and my dreams known to him, because I feel like I was too afraid that he would automatically say no and it would end everything.
That's definitely a thing too.
Which is easy to say now that it's already over and it's already been ended.
Right.
I think that's a general problem I have with my relationships in general, just because how I was brought up. I think I have a fear of bringing up ideas that people will disagree with, and then I'll just crumble. Like,
I think, and I don't want to like bring. I fucking did this on Ruth's episode too, talking about like women tendencies, and I feel like it is a woman's tendency to like be scared that what we say is going to be taken as, oh, she's a clinger, or oh, she's crazy, or oh, she's too much, like, and then like that they would leave us.
I feel
or like end it.
I feel like I was raised, and again, this is not a slam on my family. I don't think I did this on purpose and whatever issues, but that's for my therapist later.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was raised to take up the smallest space possible. So like I want to take up the smallest space possible in anyone else's life. And so to express my desires for growth as to how I want our relationship to be in the future, to me seems like something I should never say, because it's being pushy or demanding, or I'm just too much. Like
that too much thing like hits me real hard.
Like, did you watch you watched the recent Broad City where Alana and Lincoln had that amazing dinner with their goals?
Yes.
And the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking, if we had done this fucking when we started dating, maybe we never would have gone any further, or maybe we would have figured some shit out and gone further.
So, and for people who don't know, so what it was Alana and Lincoln, who are like two main characters in the show,
they dated,
had a dinner. It was a year, right?
They started dating officially because she wasn't sure she wanted to go official, and he said that they could date for a year, and then at the end of the year it would be like a contract, and then they could review the relationship and decide if they wanted to continue. And if they did want to continue, would things change? If they had certain things they wanted to happen or not? And if not, they would break up entirely. And it was so healthy to see a couple discuss those kinds of boundaries.
Literally with contracts.
Face.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Loved it.
And it started off funny and then it got real. Like,
and you know what? I want that for my next relationship, whoever it is with.
Yeah.
I want that because I feel like that is such a healthy way to say, listen, we've been together so long. These are the things that I still want to happen, but these are the things I want to change.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I had had that in place, maybe it wouldn't have gotten to where it is now. Yeah.
But I mean, how are you to know? Like, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's just.
My advice to anyone pursuing a long distance relationship, no matter how long your distance is going to be, because obviously some long distance relationships take a long time and some might not, because you're like, I'm just going to college, it's going to be 3 years, whatever. Fuck you guys. You have a goal in mind already. Fuck you. If there is no plan to actually see each other, there's no plan.
Like that's, and unless that's what you want, which I can't imagine most people would want that.
I'm sure maybe there are one or two people where that's the perfect relationship for you, and in that case, go get it. But for me, that was, I mean, and I'm not saying like I needed like to see someone every like 4 weeks or some shit.
Oh my God, no, you're not being unrealistic and wanting to see your goddamn boyfriend.
God, no, but like, just and this is gonna, I don't know if this is gonna sound sad or pathetic.
Put it on me.
But I feel like if we had actually gotten to see each other in person, everything would be different.
For the better or the worse?
I think either. But either way would
it would have jump started it probably.
Because I fell in love with him
without even meeting him.
I loved him for months before I told him.
Yeah.
Months and months and months. And even when I told him, I was drunk and dumb and probably shouldn't have fucking said it. But at the same time, when I did say it, a friend of mine said to me, it's important you said it because as soon as you felt it, it was a ticking clock. And you needed to share it.
Ooh, I like that.
I do too.
I
hadn't thought of it that way.
Listen. Again.
And it's not a matter of if you tell someone you love them, they need to tell you right fucking away because that sometimes doesn't happen, especially in a long distance relationship.
It doesn't.
But if someone tells you love them and you don't think for a second you could love them back, don't punish them.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't.
Just
honestly tell them right then because it's gonna fucking suck. But it's going to suck a lot less than them thinking that maybe you could love them and you never do.
That's deep as shit.
And it's hard.
Because there's something that I think about all the time,
hard.
Which is the concept of hope. And lately I've been thinking of the idea of hope. And
hope can be
whether that comes from like being slightly led on or... and like, have you ever watched Love on Netflix?
Yes, I watched all of Love.
So, like, did you relate to Mickey at all? Because, like, I related to Mickey.
I did a little bit.
On an extreme level.
I did a little bit. I hated a lot of that show. I really liked
there's a lot of things to hate about it.
I'm a You're the Worst girl. I have to hate that show on principle.
Oh, shit. I didn't even really think of, like,
you're never going to listen to this, but your show's the better show. Don't be worried. Don't be scared. Do you know that Love actually filmed a scene in the same diner as You're the Worst?
I didn't know that.
Hulk was so pissed. He was so pissed.
But like I every time I talk to people about that show, they're like, I didn't like the characters. They were unlikable and Mickey was unlikable. And I was like, Mickey is literally
Mickey's
me.
they're both very
like
realistic.
I'm like the love addiction thing. Like I know I'm a love addict. I know I am. I've read the 12.
I don't want to look into it because I'm probably.
I've read the 12 characteristics and I have the majority of them, give or take 2 or 3.
Yeah. Well, that's enough.
So like I'm like, yeah, girl's a love addict, I get it. But she says in the show that like hoping for love has ruined her life. And I like when she said that, I was like, I have never related to a sentence more in my entire life.
You know, I actually think I might have to rewatch that show now.
You should rewatch it. You should give it another chance.
I'm going to rewatch that now that I'm in the mind space I am in because that rings a lot of bells.
That was in the first episode.
I think hope is a beautiful thing, but at this point in my life,
I hate it.
And based on what it's done to me, hope is a fucking menace.
I was looking up today. I was wondering if there was a phobia for it because I was like, I think what I'm scared of is I'm scared of getting let down.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of getting excited. So the second I get excited about a guy, I instantly get scared because I know if I get excited and if I ever put it out there to him, there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to be hurt as shit.
You're going to be fucked.
And lately what I've been doing, told Shannon about this before the mics were rolling. I've been blowing up my crushes. So I've just been putting it out there to everybody. And like, there's not a lot when I say that. There's 2.
I mean, I had 2 crushes and I just broke up with one of them. And the other one is Dan Avidan from Game Grumps. So Dan, if you want to hook up sometime, maybe. I mean, I know you're a commitment phobe too. So like, it's very on brand for me. So let's do that.
That's so fun. Yeah. So like, what sucks about that is like when you have a crush and then you don't tell them or you don't tell them how you feel.
Yeah.
Like there's a hope there.
Exactly.
And so the second you tell them,
hope is poison.
It's gone.
I know, because then it blows up everything.
Yeah, it sucks.
Then you can't think about them. You can't daydream. You can't. It's all ruined.
And like,
do you know how many of my playlists are useless now? 14. I counted. 14 playlists are useless
because they were happy songs.
Because they're all about him. See, I'm the kind of person that builds playlists around situations and people. So
I do too. I have a sex playlist. I have a sad playlist.
I literally went through them all. I have 14 playlists that are around
That's a lot of playlists.
periods. Well, it was almost 2 years when you think about it. So it kind of makes sense that that's not that many if you break it down by season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. And like what you said earlier about the like that they're not as into me, they're only into like I think you said like they're only into a part of me or something.
I think
that really resonates with me as well.
This is basically how I think this relationship actually happened. You're not going to listen to this. You don't care. I think that I basically became a habit in his life.
Right.
Like I messaged as a friend every so often and then every day. And then we were talking every day for like a year. And then we only became official because I asked if we could be official.
Right.
And I was
but
like,
he agreed.
I know, but at the same time, he also said, I figured we were already. And I was like, well, why didn't you
what the fuck?
talk about it, Tim? Like, I feel like almost like if you were to ask me what the date we became a couple was, and if you were to ask him what the date,
it would be different.
It would be different.
That's really fucked up.
Like, it's June 2nd for me, but I'm pretty sure he would give a totally different date. And that's one of those things where like, after I was like, we should do this, he said, I thought we were. And I was like, we should. Well, then great. Yay. Like later on, like in the middle of the night, I was like, when did he think we actually started dating? Like, is there a date?
And that's like such new territory for me. Like, I have no idea how to navigate a situation.
I
like
didn't
that.
either, apparently, because it didn't happen and I didn't navigate it well.
Yeah.
Like, I learned a lot of lessons with this relationship.
Ugh.
I mean, they're not all bad.
No.
I learned a lot of good things with this. This is.
Well, you learn that you need to communicate what you want more.
Exactly. This is why I hope people don't feel like I'm slamming this dude, because I'm not.
No. But another disclaimer, because I can say this, it's also okay to slam.
Oh, you're a good friend.
Because
again, this is
just
these
because
are
you're slamming doesn't mean you're being immature about it.
These are my friends again who are, I mean, this is the first time I've had this where like you break up with someone and then you have friends that are like, well, I thought at this point things were weird. And it's like, oh shit, did you? Like, and then you look back and you're like, no, you know what? I think maybe I did too.
Well, I think as a friend,
because you're the third person I've told that has been like, I thought early on it was a real weird something.
My only concern really truly was that you were putting in slightly more effort and that it was just strange to me that like no plans were made to meet up. Those were the only two things, and I didn't really like want to like,
oh, of course not.
Push
You don't.
But it was making me nervous. Yeah. I guess I'll say that.
That's fair. And I don't want to say that people that have people in their lives where they're dating someone, they don't automatically say, like, I think this person might not be the best for you. You're not a bad person for not saying that or saying that. Like, I respect my friends for just sitting on their feelings and telling me now. But at the same time, I did have at least one friend that at the time was like, it's fucking weird. Right. That you are not, he's not trying to see you. Why isn't he trying to see you? And I was like, well, there are these reasons. And they were like, those aren't good reasons. And I was like,
they're not the best reasons. Like, there are reasons that could be worked around. Like, okay, privacy issues, cool, get your own hotel.
The thing is, like, and that was the thing. I said, I will do that. And he still didn't want me.
So, like, that right there is fucked.
I know. I feel like that was the biggest one. And then ever since I think that happened, I was like in the back of my mind, like, I don't think he really is into me.
So, but then you made the push. You were like, listen,
I
bud.
did. I was, as I said, I was hanging out with a friend and we were talking about it, and she's like, you should just, and I mean, she's younger and more impulsive. And she was like, just do it. I would do it. And I was like, well, you're 25. You have no idea what the world is like. God bless her. But I was like, well, I mean, to be fair, when I was 25, I was in an abusive relationship and sheltered. She could know better, you know?
You never know. I feel like 25 is a coming of age.
Take advice from the people around you, no matter how old they are. Don't discount someone because they're younger than you.
That's very true.
Because based on my experiences, I was far younger at 25 than she ever was. So like, I was stilted. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna. I mean, she felt so fucking bad when I told her we broke up the next day. She's like, is this because what I did? And I was like, no, don't feel that in a million years. You never said you need to ask him to come be here and pay for his ticket. But I mean, I was like, I'm glad you pushed me to do this.
This is the perfect example of a it's a short-term loss for a long-term gain.
That's exactly what
because it sucks right now, and I'm a true believer in like letting yourself feel how sucky it is.
Exactly.
Because like and this is something I wanted to bring up to you because I've been thinking about it too a lot lately. Just the archetype of the independent woman and how we're expected to be awesome and strong. We have to like not need a guy and not let a guy get to us and like all this. But it's like you're allowed to feel fucking shitty. You really cared about somebody and it didn't work out. And you're fucking allowed to feel that. And the fact that you're letting yourself feel that and you're being self-aware about it, you're realizing things about yourself and you're working on those is going to make you more strong and more independent in the long run. So fuck these people who are like, just don't care. Just don't feel. That's not fucking possible.
Exactly. I am a very independent woman. Are you kidding me? I pay all of my bills.
You're in a bitchin' apartment downtown Halifax, motherfucker.
Bitches, my building just got their own concierge. Like, I am doing fine.
Damn!
I know. I wanted to make a tweet about it. That was like me.
That is adulthood.
That was like me. My building's not that fancy. My building. We got a concierge. Me. ... My building. He's French. No, he's not French. He's even worse. He's English. Me. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
He's very nice. He's a great guy.
But that's
I like
the thing.
Him. He
like
gets my mail. But like I am very. You can be independent, but you can also want to have a relationship.
100%.
And you can be hurt when your relationship doesn't work out.
And you're allowed to feel fucking rock bottom shitty.
I am gonna feel shitty for a long time because I know how my heart breaks, and it breaks very gradually, and it breaks in pieces. I mean, I had one of my coworkers want me to take me out to the bar tonight, and she was like, "I'm gonna rally up my crew of boys. We're gonna be there for you."
Ooh,
because she was like, "I think that the best way to get over someone is get under someone else."
We were gonna talk about the rebound thing.
Yes, the rebound
Let's
thing.
talk about the rebound thing.
This is my view on the rebound thing. If you are the kind of person that can go have a rebound, that breaks up with someone one night and then 3 days later is in a club trying to find a hot person, man or woman, to get under you and have some amazing sex to clear your mind with, good for fucking you. Do your shit. But you are not me. And I am not that person. I've actually flirted. This is ooh, do you want to hear some breaking shit?
Yes.
That's very topical for your podcast.
Yes.
Let me have a drink of my martini.
And she's drinking straight vodka, everybody, with
that's a martini. This is a terrible martini.
Dirty
It
martini.
only has, it's a dirty martini, but it only has a single solitary pimento in it because my olives are out. But I think I might be a demisexual.
I've thought about that too myself, to be honest.
I think I might be. For those who don't know, a demisexual person is someone who is fully capable of sexual thought and feeling. But when it comes to sharing that sexual thought or feeling with another person, has to feel
an emotional connection.
They have to feel an emotional connection. They have to feel like they know that person. They have to feel something. They can't just go to a bar and hook up with some hottie in the corner and take him home and bang him and then kick him out, or find some beautiful woman in the corner of the room too and have sex with her and go to her, take her back to your apartment and then kick her out, or have breakfast with her or brunch, whatever. The key is you can't have that sexual connection without having the connection.
And I feel the same way because I'll often think about I went on a date last night, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And like,
how was it?
Oh, it was fine. It was good. He was a very nice guy.
That's
like
exciting.
Attractive guy. Like, so yeah, he was not into me romantically. I got a text the day before my birthday saying that he just wanted to be friends. So that is that. And back to the episode. Like we were kind of set up through kind of like friends. And mind you, like if you're listening to this and it wasn't a date, please let me know. Because in my mind it was. You paid the check. I don't know.
If you dated Sarah and pay you should message me because I'm Shannon Hilsey. You can find me on fucking all the social medias. My Twitter's not private right now.
It isn't anymore.
My children have
which
not,
I'm glad you made it not private because I couldn't retweet your shit.
The only reason my Twitter is ever private is because my work life has bled in and I have to hide it from the angry man children that I babysit.
I just don't like it when I can't retweet your tweets. They're so good.
I love being public, but it's my one public social media.
Could you make another one? Like that's not
on Twitter?
As you.
I honestly thought about making a work one and a public one, but it's so much effort. And some people have already found the one I have now, so it's like,
and there would be ways to find it. It would. But this dude. So like, got kind of matched up. Like, I don't know what the word would be. My friend was like, you guys should talk on Instagram or Facebook.
You mean your
two.
friend set you up?
Kind of, I guess.
They
Like,
do
just
that.
kind of
It's a whole
told
thing.
each other
People
about the
do.
other person. Being
Ooh,
like,
who was that? Was this a thing?
well, I mean, like, I don't really know. So essentially what happened was, God love you if you're listening to me. Like,
Is this the
I had a great time.
Is this the podcast of apologizing to who we think might listen to this? Because it seems to be in it.
It was weird. We arranged like a date, and then like I was really busy around the live stream, so I couldn't do it. And then like I followed up with him, and he was like, "I'm actually seeing someone now." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh.
And he's like, "Yeah. So if we have drinks, it'd just be as friends." I was like, "Okay, not into having more friends.
Who has
Got
drinks
lots
as
of friends."
No.
So then I was like, "Okay, cool. Have a good one." And then he messaged me again, being like, "So this sounds weird, but like, would you still be up for that drink?"
That depends. Do
And
you
then we
still
went.
have anyone else?
I didn't really confirm or figure that out because I just where I'm at right now.
He's got to
Trust me, where I'm at right now, I don't need to know.
Agreed.
I don't need to know.
Fucking agreed. I am done. I mean, I am done. Unless you're listening to this and you want to make a play, make a play. You can get me back. I swear to Christ. But other than that, I mean, I went on Tinder for a hot afternoon.
What did you think of it?
I had 100 likes. So
Whoa,
like,
there you go.
I'm not
Killing
just
it.
bragging that I'm hot property, but I am. But it's basically because of my job. It has nothing to do with me. I mean, I did look hot in some of those pics, but some of it is definitely my job.
How do you?
But
What makes you think that, or what makes you assume?
because I haven't listed what my job is.
But
in
like,
my
what would
thing.
make you assume that that's why?
Because
they're
a
not
lot
showing
of
you?
people mention it when they talk to me.
Oh yeah, that's like me with the hot dog costume picture. It's just like the first comment is, "Oh, you're
Wait.
in a hot I have the hot dog picture.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. Wait about. Wait. Are you telling me? I love that picture, by the way. But it's one of my top 5 pictures of you. But are you telling me that just because you were dressed up as a hot dog, one of my favorite foods, you are getting messages from dudes that think that equates to blowjobs?
No. Well, I mean, they make some dick joke, or some reference to like
it's about
phallic.
dick. It's about blowjobs.
Yeah, and they can't resist themselves. And I even have it in my bio, being like, I challenge you to not open with a reference to the hot dog costume because I'm going to keep the hot dog costume in because I think it's necessary for people to understand that I have humor in my life. But yeah, no, most of my first messages are either about Wonder Woman or hot dog costume.
This is why I honestly think, and I will not lie. I told a good friend of mine that if I had broken up with my then boyfriend, who is now broken up with, so I'm single, he would be the last man and I would switch to ladies, which I did not think I would do until my father died. But I mean, I guess it might be a thing now. So
did you put ladies in there?
I always have ladies.
So
I am bisexual.
Right.
All of my dating apps are set to men and women.
Yeah.
I'm trying because maybe it might be nice to date a lady. And and to be fair, while I've had a lot of sexual encounters with ladies, I've never dated a woman.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it would be maybe nice to get a different sexual human perspective on life. Like,
God
so,
damn, yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I opened dating apps for literally one day. And I did it because I thought it might make me feel like perky, like, oh, these many people want to fuck me.
It's kind of like
They wanna know
validation.
me. I thought it was validation.
Yeah.
But by the end of the day, I was more depressed than when I started, and I deleted them all.
Okay, question for you.
Yes.
The shitty profiles you saw, were they women or men?
All men. All the lady
Right?
profiles were great. What is the deal?
With fish!
Thank you! I was gonna say the same thing!
There's so
holding
many
the mic
dudes-
away from me because I was
there's so
screaming
many
and it still
dudes-
peaked.
there's so
But,
many
oh my God,
dudes with
why
fish.
do they take pictures of the fish? Sarah, why do they take pictures?
I don't
do they
know.
Do they think because the old joke goes, it smells like pussy, we will
Maybe.
correlate it? Like,
Maybe
I
that's it.
don't.
Ooh, look at me, I can handle a fish. Ooh, sweet.
Okay, listen, I was on Instagram for one afternoon, but I was real bored that afternoon. So I went through a million profiles because I'm a fast reader and I can skim. But this is the thing with dudes on Tinder. Pictures of fish, don't fucking get it. Pictures of the fancy cars that they probably don't own, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures with children that then they put in their profile are their niece or nephews.
Yeah, I swear to God, she's my niece or nephew.
Pictures with their cat
Mm-hmm.
or dog because ladies love pets. Like, I don't fucking, or this is the weirdest picture type for me.
Tell me.
Pictures where it's just them and another woman.
Or pictures that aren't even with a human in them.
Those, okay, I am that friendless, sad, pathetic bitch that reports profiles that have a picture.
Do you really?
I did.
Good for you.
I was that bored.
Doing God's work.
I was that bored and jaded at that point because it was basically a bunch of dudes with pictures of fish, or they're
obscene.
It's. I'm sorry. Like, and I'm not saying you cannot be on an app like Tinder or what have you in the hopes of getting a sexual catch. You can do that. You can do that.
No pun intended.
But there are fuck you. But there are. You don't just have to have one picture.
No.
And you should still have a picture of your goddamn face as the first one. And then the rest, if you want to do your sexy, I don't know, torso in the mirror.
You can have some fun with the other ones. Yes.
I need to know what your fucking face looks like. Like,
Yeah.
even if I wasn't just some sad, broken up girl that was looking for a distraction from the pain of her heart, even if I was a girl that was just looking for dick, trolling for cock, I need to know what you look like. I don't care how good your dick looks. I need to have at least, and I'm not saying your face needs to be perfect. I'm just saying I need to know what your face looks like.
What do they expect that like these men who like don't put face pictures on and they want to get laid? Like, I'm gonna see your face when I show up at your fucking house.
We're gonna see it,
and it's gonna be worse for me to walk away physically from you than to write like.
I know. Like I would never ever. No matter how good the written profile or the other pics were, if your first picture, any of your pictures, don't have your face in them, I'm not gonna message you. You're gonna rape me and throw me in a ditch.
It's so bad. One thing that I see on Tinder a lot is the like adventurous guy, like the guy who's like into everything.
If your second picture is you
snowboarding
or on a hike, and you mentioned that you're active, I am swiping. What's the not good?
Left.
I'm swiping.
Right is right.
See, this
left
is how little I
yeah.
use it. I'm swiping left. If you mention you're active, no. Like, because I sit around all day and I smoke pot.
We're the lazy hot guys.
I illegally vape pot off my balcony and I get.
I want a
drunk.
lazy guy.
I eat food that's terrible and I play video games on my couch with my hedgehog on my chest. I do not want someone that's like, let's go on a hike and then a ski jaunt. Fuck you, no.
And
it's
I don't. Worst.
But this is the thing. I don't honestly know if that many people are active.
Seriously,
is it just me? Like, maybe I'm just not active, and a lot of people are.
I do think a lot of people are.
There people just making it up? Because like I see people where they say they're active and their pictures match.
I think some of them are making it up,
but I think some of them are bullshit. I think some of them are just like, girls will like me if I say a hike.
I do think that's
right.
Part of it.
Thank you. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, whoever you are, be honest on your dating profile. Because
be totally honest.
Because no matter who you catch, if you catch someone that thinks you like to ski and you don't actually like to ski, but you wrote that you like to ski, honey, you're disappointing both. Yes, you're disappointing both of you. If you're gonna be on a dating app, be honest about who you are, because that's how you're gonna find people that want to be with someone that's like who you are. I would rather put up a dating app and hear from 2 people that were actually interested in me in 3 months than put up a dating app that was slightly plagiarized and fake and hear from 5 people a day that I would never have anything actually in common with.
Yeah.
Right.
And the shitty thing about Tinder and apps, like I've talked to many guy friends about it.
Yeah.
They're all swiping right on everybody. So like, how the fuck? Oh yeah, 100%. How
do men do that?
For the most part, yes.
Oh god, I'm so selective.
So like, how are we supposed to fucking feel special anymore? Is the thing.
I mean, I don't even.
I'm gonna get so many groans after I said that.
That's not a groan. It's not even about feeling special. It's about feeling compatible. If you are just swiping nilly-willy,
because in guys' mind, women get more matches and guys don't, because we are more selective, which could be true. So to up their chances, they swipe right on everybody.
Okay, listen.
It makes a little bit of sense.
Listen, dudes. If all you're into is just a quick hookup and a fumble in the bed sheets, that makes sense. But if you're looking for someone that is real and that you want to spend your whole life with, why are you matching with people that are into shit you are not into? That is just punishment for the
That's
both
what I
of
don't
you.
like about the app. I think that you should be forced to say what you're looking for. Like, I think there should be an option on Tinder that forces you to say what you're looking for, and you should be able to only match with people who are looking for the same thing.
Do you think
that's a simple feature they should add?
But do you think it's because of stigma people don't already do that? Do you think even in this day and age people feel shame to say that they just want hookups versus actual
I think a lot of people will go on dates for hookups where one person is on the date to hook up and the other person is on the date to go on a fucking date.
I'm not gonna say anything.
The only thing I can say to that is that I love sex, but I do not want to have sex right away. I think the best sex comes out of knowing somebody after a while and building up some tension. I'm not going to fuck on the first date. I'm not going to.
I mean, maybe it's just me, but my sexual inclinations to have a really, and I'm not saying I can't have a great sex experience with an anonymous stranger.
You might.
I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
I don't want to, but I'm sure I could.
Yeah.
But to get really into my sexual interests, I need to fucking trust you.
Yeah, trust is huge.
Which is why I'm so sad.
And trust takes a little bit of time.
And that's why I'm so sad I lost this dude, because all our sex interests were a literal Venn circle.
No, don't look off into space. She looked off into space. It's normal to miss that.
I miss him so many times a day, and sometimes I'm doing anything. Like today, I was just working, and I just started getting teary-eyed. Like it's so crazy how much a breakup. And I wonder though, like, because like I mean, obviously I've broken up with dudes, but like I've never really had a friend dude in a relationship that was in a breakup that was healthy that I could kind of gauge. And like part of me is just like, I am crying and a fucking mess sometimes. Is he the same?
You're wondering. I feel like guys, I mean, I don't really know. They're much more private about how they deal with breakups.
That's what I feel too.
Like they would not do what we're doing right now.
I feel like men hold it in a lot more.
Oh, big time.
And it's like, I feel like honestly, with a lot of my past relationship, like, is that gonna keep you from enjoying something that would give you a lot of happiness? Like, listen, I'm no dummy. I do not believe in on-off relationships. I don't. I think if you break up with someone, you broke up with them for a fucking reason. It clearly didn't work. But this is the first time I've been in a long distance relationship.
Right.
And I think things are a little different when you're dealing that way. And I know a lot of people are quick to write off a long distance relationship as a waste of time. But I don't think that's fair.
No.
I don't think, and I know you don't think that's fair either.
Not
I
at all.
Appreciate.
Not at all.
Because it's not. It's
the
not at
the
all.
connections that you can make over a 3-hour phone conversation
can sometimes be so much deeper
Huge.
than you can make over a 2-hour dinner in person.
Yep. While they're on their phone. Yeah, 100%.
They are. And even though every fucking day I want to message him and be like, I miss you, I'm not going to fucking do it.
Yeah. I mean,
because I miss him now, and I know.
That's the tricky thing about like the long distance, like the communicating over the internet, is the knowing if your message, and like this is both literal and metaphorical, if your message has been received.
I love that. It's so true.
Because literally it's the reading of the message.
Are you reading the message or the message? Sarah. Ding! Ding! Oh my god, girl!
Ding! And then sometimes you get the white circle with the blue check mark, and in that case, you fucked, girl. Move the fuck on. He's ignoring your ass.
Like, literally, the only thing he would have to do to get me back is anything at this point.
Okay, but do you mean that? Because would you want to continue not ever seeing each other?
See, this is the thing. I feel like it would have to. I feel like if he did contact me, it would have to discuss that.
Right.
I feel like he
that would be the minimum.
Yeah. I feel like he couldn't just say I miss you and I'd be like, let's date again.
Yeah.
Like that would be part of the conversation.
Good.
Like, I
okay.
feel like if he was gonna say I miss you, how can we fix this?
Yeah.
Because
be fucking proactive.
That's what he did over New Year's.
Right.
The first thing he said out of our fight on New Year's was, how can I fix this? I fucked up.
You had a fight on New Year's?
Yeah.
I was with you on New Year's Eve. I didn't fight.
We had a huge fight on New Year's because just after I was texting him when you guys were here, but like just after you left, I wanted to tell him I loved him. And he was going through some shit and he was like, I don't feel like having a phone conversation with you. And I was like, excuse me?
What shit?
And he was like, well, this is the problem, like keeping things closeted and not sharing what was going day to day, because he felt like telling me was not something I needed to know. And it's like, I'm your girlfriend, hence I want to spend my life with you, hence tell me your fucking shit.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, I don't think I ever really realized the depths of his secrecy until, like, then. And even now that we broke up. Because, like, he never felt comfortable telling me anything.
Ooh, that's also a huge red flag.
It's a massive
That's
red
such
flag.
a huge like.
And that's what I told
when they
him.
don't tell you anything about
That's
their
what I told
life
him.
and they're just asking about yours.
That's what I told him. Like, because he told me that, like, I'm sorry, I'm going through some shit. I don't think I'm in a good mindset to call you. And I was like, why didn't you tell me you were going through shit? Like,
Yeah.
If you had told me, we never would have gotten to this point because I would have known you're not in the mindset to have a phone call right now. Even though, unfortunately, yes, it does happen over New Year's, but something is happening in your life that
You would
makes
understand.
I would have understood.
Yeah, it's communication. He wasn't giving you the
But
communication.
instead, I found out when I was half cut on New Year's listening to fucking Taylor Swift, being like, I want to stand on my balcony and tell you I love you. And he was like,
I didn't know this was happening when I was here.
This happened while you were here, yeah.
Fuck.
So I wanted to call him that night, and that was our first really big fight. And I was like, he was like, I don't want to call you. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then my poor friend from work was like, is he cheating on you? And I was like, no.
I was gonna ask, have
What
you
is
ever
he?
been nervous about that? I know that's a hard thing to answer.
I have had friends ask me that. You're not the first. I honestly don't think that happened. If I found out later that is what happened, I would be very surprised.
Okay.
Like, I would literally be shocked.
And usually, like, I feel like gut instincts are pretty on with that.
No,
kind of thing.
as many issues as I thought were there, never for a second did I consider
Interesting. It's all him, his non-committal.
I mean, it just didn't make sense
issues.
based on everything else I knew about him. Like, there was no other like there was no pattern of like, oh, I can't be with you tonight because I'm busy. Like,
right.
I feel like for it suddenly be like, oh, I can't talk to you on New Year's. Like, that would be very, you know, like out of the blue.
Yeah.
No, I never suspect. To this day, I will never say that. No.
Right.
God, no. I don't think he would ever do that.
That's fair.
He would never cheat on me. No, I just think that he just, for whatever reason, was not emotionally available to me, which was unfair. Given that I told him I told him real early on. Listen, I fall hard and I fall fast. So if that's not something,
can you roll with it or not?
Right? And he said yes. And turns out maybe not.
And you did say I love you?
Yes.
Remind me? Okay.
No, I did. I said I love you, and he did not respond positively.
What was the response?
Okay, we were both really shit-faced that night. So we were drunk. I remember telling him and him being like,
ooh.
And me being like, okay, this is a horrible mistake. And him telling me, Shannon, no, Shannon, no, Shannon, don't. And I hung up anyway. And then the next day, him messaging me being like, listen, we can talk about this when we're both sober and comfortable. And me being like, I want to pretend this never happened.
Ugh. That's the worst.
Because if that was your response, I want this to have never happened.
Oh my God.
But I mean, silver lining, if you're listening to this and you want me back, you can have me because I'm still totally in love with you. But generally, that's not going to happen. So whatever. Who cares? Fuck it. Right?
Should I just release this to like 3 people?
What?
Should I just release this podcast to the 3 people that this podcast is about?
You can put that in there. I don't give a shit. Also, your eyebrows are banging. Like,
thank
damn,
you.
girl. I just like really.
I do them myself, which is crazy.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, I don't. I'll get them threaded every now and then, but like other than that, I tweeze and I trim.
I want to get mine threaded. I think that would be
Threading
fun.
is like it's much better than waxing.
I've heard that it's
100%.
good. I've heard that.
But I did want to bring up because you said that you had insight. Maybe you already said the insight, but the rebound thing, because I've been dealing with that too. The whole like, you don't want to be a rebound with someone. Like, don't get in too quick with someone you just got broken up with. And like my opinion of that is that I don't really like necessarily think that the rebound thing is always a thing.
I think that probably maybe 7 times out of 10 is a rebound.
Right.
The other parts of those, it's someone that
It
you might
could
really
be.
have a connection with.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if someone is ready to have any kind of sexual experience or romantic experience after a breakup, good for them for exploring, first of all. That takes a lot of strength. But second of all, I mean, it could go any way based on your situation.
But if you do that and you have a sexual experience with someone, yes, maybe that's a rebound. But look at the percentages of sexual hookup friends that become relationships. You know what I mean? So in other words, like if you went out on the rebound, fucked someone, and say you enjoyed yourself, and you stayed in touch with that person,
Great.
that could easily develop into something.
Oh my God, 100%.
So like, yes, the beginnings of it would be rebound.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, when people are like, don't be the rebound, I'm just like, I don't really believe in that advice.
I don't either. I think...
Because I feel like...
No. I think that there are some circumstances...
It's situational.
It's very situational.
Yeah.
Because I think there are some times when a guy or a girl is very much just on a rebound. Like, listen, I just want to get out there and have some sex and have some fun. That's fine. But I think there are certain times where maybe you hook up with someone and you're like, I can't get them out of my mind. Like,
yeah, I just don't think I could ever do that. Like you said, that you probably couldn't do it either.
Oh God, no.
I don't think I could.
I've had one night stand in my life and it turned into a 3-year relationship. So I am not.
Oh, is that the?
That was right.
Yeah, right.
I am not good
God,
at those
I'll
things.
never forget
I'm not
that
good
day.
at those things.
I'll never forget that
It was
day
a
that I got that
great
text
threesome.
message.
Like, Jesus Christ, but like it turned into a thing. Like
that's insane.
It wasn't even a proper threesome. Now I think about it, I roll. But I mean, you can't. The point is, you cannot predict where the heart goes.
That's exactly what it is. You can't predict it. You cannot.
I thought that boyfriend was going to be the first start of my wild phase. And it ended up being a boyfriend that lasted forever. That the first boyfriend I moved in with.
See, perfect example.
So it
perfect example.
You never know.
Perfect fucking example.
I think it's very easy for someone to say, "I'm just going to go out for a rebound," and maybe find someone that sticks in you with you, and you want to see again and again.
And it's easy for friends to say, "Don't be the rebound."
See, I agree entirely. Because like there are some person where I feel like maybe they're probably giving you signs that yes, you are the rebound, or they are just not in the headspace. More like, no, that's what it is. It's not that you're the rebound. It's that they are not in the headspace for any relationship. Be it with you or
it's timing.
Anyone else.
It's timing. Yeah, it's more timing. It's not so much the person.
See, I thought I had timing and I didn't.
Fuck timing. Timing can go fuck itself.
I know.
It's the fucking worst.
It's garbage. It's hot fucking garbage, Sarah.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Fucking, I've been doing this shit for 7 years, yo. 7 years single. Did I break a mirror 7 years ago? I don't know.
Oh my God, I never thought that.
I'm trying to remember. I'm like, did I break a fucking mirror?
I'm sure you didn't. Oh my God.
Because my thing is that like what I've been realizing is that I'm just not a guy's girl. I'm a girl's girl, and I'm a gay guy's girl.
She's too straight. She's just too straight.
But like who I am is stacked against me in terms of straight guys.
Oh,
really? That's deep as shit. But what I mean by that is,
yes,
I was talking about this with a friend last night. Like, it's pretty easy for me to develop a crush on somebody. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
But like, generally speaking, guys aren't into me romantically.
They should be.
They might want to fuck me. They might. That's the first hurdle. Is the
That's the first hurdle.
Yeah. Are you attracted? Are you physically attracted? And would you sleep with me? Is usually the first hurdle.
Why is the first hurdle your vagina and not your heart?
That's a therapy session for Sarah.
I'll let you know if the person I have next week is any good. I'll pass you their number.
Yeah, love and sex addict right here. That's why it's the first one.
I don't want to therapy, but I need to.
Love and sex addicts. Yeah, that's how we determine our worth, right?
I just want someone to love me. God damn it.
And it's bullshit because I think both of us would be stellar girlfriends.
I am the best goddamn girlfriend.
Yeah.
No one has ever had anything bad to say except that they don't want me. So.
Oh God, that's so sad.
Yeah.
But like same no.
Some more vodka.
Like same for me too. Like they don't even give me the chance. So it's not even I would
feel better if I was like a flaming bitch with a horrible family and a smelly vagina and a backwards attitude that someone could be like, I don't like you because of these reasons.
But instead they don't tell you.
No, because again, I think that's because I pick people that are just unavailable.
Yeah. Me too.
Everyone I've chosen.
But
has
where it
been
gets
unavailable.
where it gets fucking messy is when the person's actions don't match up to what they're saying. So in other words, like I've had a lot of times where I have felt there's something here, he's into it, and then in text or, you know, later on, you're saying, "Oh no, it's nothing. It's just fantasy."
Well, I mean, why do you date someone who lives 2 countries from you if you have literally no plans on ever living in the same area as them ever?
God damn.
Why did you do this to me?
You shouldn't regret it.
I don't. That's the thing, though. I don't.
You
don't
shouldn't.
regret-
Like,
I learned, and again, because this is like honestly my first healthy adult breakup.
So healthy.
I
dude.
have learned a
so
lot.
healthy.
I have learned that there are men out there that are kind.
Yeah, you were telling me that, like,
are respectful. that
even
are
in the
decent.
freshness of the breakup, that's what you were saying to me on the phone.
He was
This taught me that there's
amazing.
decent guys.
He
out
was
there.
amazing. He was kind. He was generous. Me and him did not get in the way as much as I think his issues with his own mental state got in the way of this.
Yeah.
We ourselves didn't do anything bad here.
No.
It was not a matter of he cheated on me or I cheated on him.
No.
Or like we were mean to each other. We were passive aggressive. Like none of that shit happened.
No.
I was willing to go the distance and he wasn't. And
That's just exactly what it is.
Yeah,
and it hurts and it's shitty.
It fucking hurts.
But it means that you can now move on.
And I know that there are decent guys out there.
Yeah.
I just picked one that was not in my area and therefore could never be mine because he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. But I mean, like, at least you had that. At least you had that experience.
I did.
You know, like, fuck. I don't even get to the relationship point is the thing.
It was pretty great.
Yeah. So like you should think of the happier. Well, maybe actually no. Actually, I take that back. When people are getting over someone, I don't say think of the happy times. I say think of the shitty times because that's how I dealt with a breakup. Was I actually wrote because I found myself thinking about the happy times and it was stopping me. So I wrote all the shitty things down on a piece of paper and I glued them on my wall.
That's really
sweet. I looked at them before going to bed because I was like, you got to remember the times that you were unhappy.
I might have to
you
do
weren't
that.
you weren't getting what you wanted.
That's
you weren't getting what you wanted.
It wasn't that they were a bad person. It was I was not getting what I wanted.
Yeah, and you knew what you wanted, and you now know.
I know
to not deal with that.
Like the only regret I have is that maybe I wasn't explicit with what I wanted, but at the same time, I feel like
you were pretty explicit.
I feel like I might have been.
Like in suggesting options for things to like get to a physical point, that's pretty explicit. You know, you shouldn't have to like. Come on, how fucking dumb can guys be?
Honestly, they can be pretty dumb though.
How dumb are y'all?
They're real dumb, Sarah.
They're so dumb. Let's take it back to Positive Town.
Okay, good, because yeah.
What do you look forward to the most about being single?
God, nothing. I hate being single.
Well, you're in the shitty stage of it right now.
I mean,
but there's a lot to look forward to.
I mean, it means that I will have more free time for myself and my creative projects because I will not spend all my time waiting for texts or texting them or talking that whole. I mean, those are hours and hours of the day that I now have free for me. So
less
that's
distractions
exciting.
because even when you're talking to someone, even when you're happy with them, it's still a distraction.
So true.
Yeah.
So like I do have more hours of the day to myself, which is great, and I'm excited to see what I do with those. I do have some thoughts. I do have irons in the fire. We'll see what happens with those.
Ooh, writing?
It's all writing. Yeah, it is all writing. Yeah, we'll see. So
I'm always writing.
I am always writing. I love writing.
I think you're gonna be okay. You're in the you're in the thick of it right now. You're in such the thick of it.
But it's nice to know even when I'm in the thick of it with my broken ass brain that I'm gonna be okay. Like I know that.
Yes.
I'm gonna be fine.
You should be really proud of yourself.
I am actually. I'm very proud of myself for how I'm handling.
Like, do you know how many people aren't fucking self-aware to save their life? Like
I was that person. I am so proud of myself for putting the skids on this because I easily could have let this drag out for a long ass time because I have in the past.
Because it's easier, right?
It's easier to not ask questions and rock the boat. It's easier to just have someone you can talk to occasionally that you know cares about you.
Yep.
Without realizing that they don't want to be there for you forever and always and love you for eternity.
Yeah.
Because as long as you don't poke them to say if they will or not do that, you can pretend they do.
Yeah. You deserve better.
I think it's a matter of not necessarily mourning what I had. It's a matter of mourning what I thought I could have.
Ooh, that's fucking dead on right there.
Like,
It's letting go of the... It's kind of letting go of the hope.
I mean, because...
In a weird way.
I mean, with someone that lives next door to you, you can have so many romantic daydreams and fantasies and thoughts about. But when they live so far away from you,
yeah,
you build it up to such a degree that sometimes I wonder, I don't know, like I feel like I'm mourning the possibilities that never would have happened no matter what would have happened.
Right. Fuck, interesting. It's so weird how our situations are different,
but they're the same.
But they're kind of the same in the same weird way. Like, my situation is very different than yours. Like, I had a friendship breakup.
Oh.
Like, where it was like,
yeah,
I like you. You obviously don't feel the same. You have a girlfriend. Nothing's ever gonna happen. So I need to stop talking to you because the more I talk to you, the more I like you. And
it's so true.
And like, that's the thing. Like, I had to just be like, I'm sorry. Like, please understand that like the only reason I'm doing this is because I like you so goddamn much.
I mean,
and I need to like not talk to you so I can move on.
Oh my God, yes. I mean, part of me feels like we could be friends again, me and my ex. But another part of me is like, it's so painful.
Do you tend to stay friends with your exes? Are you someone who could do that?
Never. I've never.
Because like I don't understand these fuckers who do it.
I've never stayed friends with an ex. I can't talk to them. It's too painful. And I will say, like, at the moment of the breakup with this person, I thought it could happen. But the more that I fight through this breakup, I wonder if it can, because I miss him. I miss him so fucking much.
Yeah.
I miss what we had so fucking much. I miss the idea of what we could have had in the future so fucking much.
That's like a huge one. I never even really thought of it that way.
Like, I feel
it's
like
the possibilities.
I feel like it's actually going to take me a lot longer than I thought of if we can be friends, because I am just devastated at what I lost.
But like, he should be devastated at what he lost.
But that's the thing. Like, I would hope that he's at least a little devastated.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't go up to your ex and message them and be like, "Hey, are you real fucking
Are you sad?
Are you real fucking sad that you had to delete all my porn and I'm not here to like tell you I'm into you and like I can't ask you about what movies you saw?" Like,
but I guess what I mean by that is like, in both of our cases, like, we're both very giving people. We're both people who give our all to somebody.
Literally.
And so like when when it ends, like in both situations,
Jesus,
they should be, it's like a "you're welcome" next. Like,
it's "you're welcome."
You know, like, we did what we could and we would have been great.
Oh my God, we would have been so great.
So like, you're welcome.
I mean, that's
moving on.
You are welcome. You're welcome that we got to experience what we did together and we got to grow as people, because I mean, I know I grew as a person tenfold.
Yeah, there you go.
He did so much for me.
Yeah.
And I hope that I did at least a ton of that for him.
And you gotta have. Like, there's no way you didn't, you know? Like,
well, I certainly like to think so.
Yeah. But we don't always know. And that's like the tricky part about the long distance too. Like, it's a lot harder to know.
I know.
To gauge.
It really...
But then you won't run into them down the street. So that's the other silver lining.
I know. I don't have to worry that my hair looks like shit or my skin's broken out.
You can walk around looking like shit as much as you want.
Or I've gained like 10 fucking pounds since this fucking breakup because I can't stop eating hamburgers. Oh my God. And drinking wine. I'm a mess.
I always think
but
that like
never know because he's not in this country.
There you go. It's like when you know your crush isn't in town, you're like, I don't have to dress up.
I'm a shit. And I'm just going to melt all over this couch.
But there's definitely advantages to the fact that he's not here.
There are huge.
It makes the out of sight, out of mind a lot more easier.
It is.
But like the social media thing, are you like, would you ever consider blocking? This is the question.
When the breakup happened, I told him first off the bat, I'm not gonna remove you from my friends list. But if you would like to remove me, I will understand and respect that. Mm-hmm. And he said, listen, if you need to block me, do it.
You both said the same thing to each other.
We said the same
thing. It's the nicest breakup ever.
It is the nicest breakup ever.
Like, I don't want to do this, but if you do, I'll understand.
This is why it's my most adult breakup ever. Because it's so fucking reasonable, but at the same, but while that's great, at the same time, it means none of us win anything.
Yeah,
because it means I can't make any vague bullshit. I've deleted so many.
There's ways around that.
I have made
though.
and deleted so many tweets.
Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ.
dude!
Because like I'll post something, I'll be like, he's gonna think that's pathetic, and I'll get rid of it, or I'll be like, here's a song that I'm listening to that means about my breakup, and I'm like, that's sad. You should remove that. Don't do that. Be the other girl. But like, fuck.
There's ways around it though. You can filter. And...
But like but this is the thing. Like I don't know if it was smarter for me to keep him right away, or if I should have said maybe we'll be refriend. Like I don't know if it's
so like what
pain to see anything.
Well, that was the thing. Like when I broke it off with my friend, I'm putting it in quotes.
You should.
Like I was like, I don't want to talk anymore.
Did you block him?
No, I didn't block.
Right? You don't.
I wouldn't block him from seeing my shit.
Right.
But like I have said before, can you block me?
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if I'm strong enough to not creep. But that said, like I think I've gotten to a good point where it's like we're not going to talk on Messenger. I'd like to keep up to date with generally what's going on with your life, because I generally take out all the other bullshit that has happened aside. I want to make sure you're succeeding and doing well, because all that shit aside, you're still a great person. So, but I have unfollowed. So that if I want to see that, I need to seek it out, which makes it a bit easier.
That's smart.
So there's ways around the whole keeping each other on social media thing.
I haven't. Obviously, we both still follow each other on everything except Facebook, which we never followed each other on because Facebook is fucking bullshit and we hate it. But
Facebook sucks.
Facebook is
it's a walking shit show.
If I didn't have work, I would not have Facebook.
Oh, dude, I feel the same.
I have to because of my business.
Yeah,
so
I have to too. And podcasts.
Oh, yeah, you totally get it.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way.
I mean, even Twitter's a fucking Nazi shit show, but I'd rather have that than Facebook.
Yeah.
Christ, because it gets me at least more information than Facebook does.
Yeah, it's true.
But like, yeah, the fact that he is there. And I don't honestly think he really. I hate saying this because I hate being negative to him because I'm in that fresh new breakup stage. But like, I don't honestly know how much of my social media he really follows.
Same for me too.
Like, and I'm not saying that you need to like. If
Some people
you are
do that on
into
purpose,
someone, like look up their individual name and look up their tweets. But I am saying that I did do that because obviously I'm into you. But I don't judge people that don't do that to people they're into. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will do it, but I get it if you don't do it because social media is very different. For
I've been
people.
explicitly told that because of the close phone relationship, he doesn't look at my social media.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he said he told me that the people he has closer relationships with, he does not really follow their online personas because it's not the accurate.
Can I drunkenly confess to you a secret that I feel is correct?
Yes.
I don't think he ever told any of his friends about me.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I really
Has it ever come up on the podcast at all in any way? That's really fucked.
You can't see it, but I'm shaking my head no. Viewers, you can't see it, but yeah. Which is why I think that is the case.
Yeah.
I had a nightmare once where I went to visit him and one of his podcast friends actually was in the area I was visiting in and didn't recognize me, and I was like, why don't you know who I am? And like, I told
that would be the worst
him about that, and I was like, I had this crazy dream that so and so didn't know anything about me, and he's like, that's a terrible dream, I'd never do that to you. But
you have this sneaking feeling, and I mean, who's to know if you'll ever get that confirmed or not, you know?
I mean, I feel like I don't know.
I don't think you should focus
at this
on
point
that.
I'm very vodka'd up and I don't know anything I'm saying anymore.
Let's just end the fucking podcast and say that Ariana Grande's Thank You Next album is the shit.
No, honestly, literally, oh my god, that's right, because like you do learn something, I think, from every one of your, I know I do, from every one of your exes. I can pinpoint certain life experiences and recipes that I've learned from every one of my exes, and this one is no different than that. But I still currently wish not my ex.
Yeah, of course. It's so fresh, and you're still processing it too. Like the processing time is a long time. So like the fact that you're even at this point now,
I don't necessarily agree to the Charlotte point of view where you have to have your relationship to get to the point of when you're okay with someone like getting over them.
Wait, what do you mean?
Did
the
you
Charlotte
watch
point of
Sex
view.
and the
I
City?
did like a long time ago, like high school. Like I don't remember that.
Oh my God. No, Charlotte's theory was that the time you dated someone divided by half.
Oh, it
is
takes
how
half
long
the
it
amount of
takes-
time.
Yes.
If that's the case, that's I think
I am
that's highly
fucked-
skewed on either end.
I am fucked for a long time, which is what I'm saying. But like sometimes I think it might be appropriate, but I'm just saying like I do not anticipate getting over this anytime soon.
And that's okay.
Which is fine. And I agree. It's fine. It is fine to take the time you need to get over somebody.
Totally.
No matter how long that is.
And do whatever you can.
Exactly.
If you want to go out and flirt, go out and flirt.
Exactly. If you whatever you do to get over a breakup is fine. If you want to get under someone to get over someone, fine. But if you need to take 6 months to think about your actions and then maybe cautiously enter a relationship, that's fine too. And if it takes longer or shorter, who cares?
Who cares?
Do what is best for you. Personally, I'm gonna be celibate forever. But like, yeah, like other people, it changes and it varies. So never feel guilty or ashamed for however you react to a breakup. Unless you're making poor decisions, in which case you know what you're doing. Don't do that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in general, everyone's different. So there's
Oh my
no
God, it's so
hard
true.
and fast rule at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've exhausted all my baskets at this point. So I think I need to either I need to lay some new eggs or find new baskets.
Okay. Let's order McDonald's and let's end this podcast.
This is a stereotype in a podcast, by the way. Like
I don't fucking care. My heart is broken.
Drunk girls and junk. No, but it's true.
My heart is broken and I miss him, so I don't care. Let's get nuggets.
You're gonna be great.
I
thank you.
So
I want to say thank you because I mean, you never know. Like someone might be listening to this that's going through something similar.
Oh my God.
Or maybe they're in a relationship that they're experiencing these things. And they don't know if they should end it or not.
Listen,
stuff like
if
that.
you are in a relationship where you are questioning anything, you can draw it as long as you want, but those questions are going to remain. And the kindest thing you can do for the other person, but more importantly for yourself, is to ask those questions.
Yes, just fucking rip off the fucking Band-Aid.
Exactly. Get it over with.
Rip off
because
that Band-Aid.
I had these questions in my head for a long time. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying I could have shaved any amount of time off of my relationship. And I'm not saying that I would have wanted to shave that time off because I would not have. I miss him so much. But it was a conversation that needed to happen. So if you feel like you have any conversation with your boyfriend, hell, with anyone in your life, with a friend, with a family member, whatever, fucking do it, because you're just going to prolong the misery if you just wonder what if. So please.
That's like the key message of this episode.
Like, please talk to the people in your life when you have questions and issues, because it's going to be beneficial for you and them and everyone in the long run.
Yeah. Short-term loss, long-term gain.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Don't believe in the sunk cost fallacy. Doesn't matter how much time you've been with someone. If suddenly you're unhappy, you're unhappy. Yep.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. Or take
GTFO.
actions to fix it. But if you can't fix it, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. Well,
I hate that we're ending on kind of a downer note.
I know.
I mean, it's a positive, but it's downer, you know.
But this is a fact of life. I think there's a lot of sad people out there. Join the club.
Life can be a downer, but
Life
that
can be-
doesn't mean life will always be a downer. There are highs and lows, and unfortunately, the lows fucking suck, and they're gonna stick with you probably more than the highs will.
Yep. And the thing is like, if you have something that you think like is part of you that you should talk to a professional about, fucking do it. Because for me, it's
do it.
truly not feeling like I will ever be in a relationship again.
I mean,
because I don't think I'll let it. I think I'll push it away before it even gets to me.
And I am honestly in that fear moment myself, which is why I made the therapy appointment. I am going through some shit, and I need someone to help guide me through it.
And they will look at you with like a third party eyes.
Exactly.
Like
right now, I feel like I've given all I can give, and even with a great, decent, amazing stand-up guy, I couldn't make it work. So what's wrong with me? But It's not a message of who's wrong with anybody.
That's exactly.
Nobody was wrong in my breakup. He wasn't wrong and I wasn't wrong. We were just people that didn't mesh in the end.
different phases.
Yep, different aspects of life.
Yeah, that didn't
Life
mesh.
is such a wild kaleidoscope. The fact that your kaleidoscope is going to match with someone else's kaleidoscope, 9 times out of 10 isn't going to work. You're going to need help to get there. So like, never be afraid of counseling and help because it's very important.
Oh God, so true. I got $500 I can use towards that.
Girl, you get more than I do. Take it.
I know.
Go.
I'm thinking about it, man.
Do
It's just as soon as you do that therapy, like
That's
you get in there.
That's like 2.3 sessions in Nova Scotia.
It's gonna open the floodgates, though, dude. Like
it's important.
The floodgates, like that first therapy session where you sit down and like you finally say it all. Like
terrified for my first session, but I'm also really excited for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for you.
I mean, even if the first one's a wash, it's gonna be a wash. The second one, I'll probably get my shit together.
I hate that the first one's always like an intro.
It's like a date.
Yeah,
it's like a date. You're figuring out if you're the right people for each other.
Yeah,
and never be afraid to break up with a therapist if you think they're not right
that's
for
a
you.
good point.
Hot topic. Sometimes therapists are not
compatible.
For you. They're not compatible. So, and it's not bad on you or them, just like a relationship, but sometimes they might not be coming from a point of view that matches with yours. So if you have like a shitty, like, let's say your dad was really shitty and your therapist dad was awesome to them, they're not going to get your shit. Get a new therapist. Like, don't be afraid to shop around.
Shop around therapy.
I'm hoping my first therapist is going to be great, but if they're not, I'm going to keep looking because I know what I want and I know what I need and I need guidance.
God damn. Yay for self-work.
Fountains of
self-work.
I'm a fountain of sad wisdom.
Self-work gets a ding.
Ding,
Get
ding,
that
ding, ding.
Shannon,
Yes.
thank you so much,
oh my
darling.
God, thank you for having me.
You're wonderful and you
fabulous.
deserve the world.
Oh my God,
and I know
shut up.
you will get there.
I will.
And I'm sorry that things are shitty, but
it's okay.
It's
breakups.
They're
part of
life.
life.
We're gonna live this messy single life
Yes,
together.
we are. We're fucking gonna live together.
Single girl troop.
Ow!
And we still got it. We just gotta join forces and go out there.
We still got it. We just need people that also get it.
Get us.
Yep, gotta get people to get
That's
us.
a ding that we
That's
need.
a ding. Ding.
So that's the end of the episode. I usually end it with a bell ring.
Let's order it with nuggets. Let's order nuggets.